guys, and welcome to yet another episode. This is Chris from Chrisog, your guy. Try as much as possible to support us on this channel. If this is what you want, items of updated news, entertainment, politics, sports, general happenings across the globe, if that's what you want, click the subscribe button so that you'll be notified each time we drop a new clip. We'll try as much as possible on a daily basis to bring you the news headlines as directly from the source. Today we're going to look critically into few headlines of today. Tonto Dikeh again. We've been on that for a few days now for the past videos. You can check on the link at the top. You see the ones we've done with regards to Tonto Dikeh and the Dancer Janemena with regard to the sex tape that has been ongoing for some time. Now, the Janemena has actually dared Tonto Dikeh. She said, "I dare you to release my sex tape and recordings, and I never begged you to save my marriage." Janemena counters Tonto Dikeh after lawsuit notice. Just like we rightly said in the last video that you have probably seen, it's been ongoing on a regular basis now between the two of them. And then with this, Tonto Dikeh has now actually fired back at Janemena to say, you know what, Janemena is a child. I will show her what an elder stands for. Tonto Dikeh, I will release the sex tape when it's time and to the right authority, which is, I don't know, what authorities is she going to release the tape? Is it the police? Is it to the DSS? Is it to the presidency? Or is it to the board of the Nollywood? Or who's she going to release the tape to? And what's going to be the penalty of her releasing the tape of Janemena? We don't know exactly where they're going to go with these, but then we will be following it back to back. Each time they make a statement of this kind, we'll bring it to your doorstep for you to understand what is currently going on. Just like for some of us who are not kind of familiar with the story from the beginning, there's been some sort of controversies between them two of a sex tape that has been possession of Bukburi's Janemena's husband, which is Buhari. So Tonto Dikeh has said that Janemena has been begging her not to release the sex tape to help save the marriage and all of that. Now she's come out to say, I never begged you and I never begged you to save my marriage. She said to Tonto Dikeh to release the sex tape anytime she feels like. So it's been some sort of, I mean, as a matter of fact, what is sex tape as a matter of fact? What's the big deal about sex tape if people are having sex tapes in their possessions and all of that? To me, I don't see anything really important. I don't attach any big meaning to a sex tape being taken by some people. I mean, it's commonly found in an environment where there are no understanding. Do you understand what I mean? So even if she releases the sex tape, now what? What's going to happen afterwards? So that is coming from the both of them, from both sides, back to back. We'll be following it back to back, and we will be bringing them to your hearing. Right. Sometimes late July this year, we heard about the death of Chief Executive Officer of Super TV. To some of us who are not familiar with that particular story, please click the link at the top of this video to watch the burial ceremony of the late Chief Executive Officer of Super TV, Late Usifo Ataga, that was murdered recently by a 21-year-old mass communication student of Lagos State. Then there's been some controversies and talks here and there that lady is too young to be able to undo or to single-handedly kill that man. That is Late Usifo Ataga. So there's been all-round investigation back and forth since then. That's since late July this year. Now, the investigative panel have actually come out with a prime suspect leading to the death of this man, who is by name Chidinma Ojukwu. She was arraigned in the court yesterday. She was actually made to arrive at the Lagos State High Court yesterday at Tafawa Balewa Square, where a trial will begin. Now, Chidinma was not only arrested, she was made to come alongside, she was arraigned alongside with her sister Egbuchi Chioma. Those were two prime suspects at the moment that has been made to come to Lagos State High Court, Tafawa Balewa Square. Now their trial will begin, okay, right immediately which will probably lead to the death the chief executive officer of the TV, of the Super TV. But then there's been controversies, there's been comment, there's been talks here and there that these people are ladies. They are not probably responsible for the death of this man. There's been talk here and there to say there are still some people funding them. There are still a group of people, men, colleagues, you know, in politics, there and there, family and all of that, that has actually conspired, make these ladies to, that's conspired with these ladies to eliminate this man. But then trials and investigation is still currently going on back. So they've actually charged them with 9 counts. Dated the 31st of August, was filed by the Lagos State Director of Public Prosecution, DPP, Mrs. Olayinka Adeyemi, sorry. In count 1, so they've charged them with 9 counts of various, you know how this court settings work now. They have to charge people with different counts before they are now being prosecuted and all of that, or, you know, being sentenced, dependent. So in count 1, Chidinma and Adedapo were charged with conspiring to murder Usifo Ataga, which is contrary to Section 233 of the Criminal Law of Lagos, 2015. So, and in count 2, Chidinma and Adedapo were charged with the murder of Usifo Ataga, an offense said to have been committed by stabbing him several times on the neck region. So the man, you know, July, they found multiple knife stabs on the neck region and on some parts of his body as well. So people were wondering that how could a lady of 21 years be able to carry out this act? So there's been a serious investigation because people were curious to know the people behind the death. So in counts 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, Chidinma and Adedapo were charged with conspiracy to commit forgery and making documents without authority. They were specifically alleged to have procured false assets and UBA bank account statement of Usifo Ataga. They also allegedly forged an international passport and a driver's license in Chidinma's name. So they've actually carried out this particular act, you know, forged passport, forged bank account statements and stuff like that, forgery of signatories to the account and things like that. So in count 8, Chidinma was charged alone with stealing 2 iPhones, an iPhone 7 and an iPhone 11, 1 Apple Mac laptop, ATM card of Access and GT banks belonging to late Usifo Ataga, from which the sum of 380,000 was subsequently withdrawn. So these are the counts. You see that there has been investigation to an extent, and these people have been actually tried and to have actually gone this far, you know. So they've actually been counted for this particular cases, you know. It's quite unfortunate. It's quite unfortunate that this man has to them. I'm sure that the police are really doing their job by getting seriously and into this particular investigation to bring the this perpetrator to book. It's quite unfortunate. Right, this is very interesting. You know, the former presidential aide to the former president, Goodluck Jonathan, that's Reno Omokri, has lashed out again at the Buhari-led administration over increasing exchange rates of 1 Naira to dollar. We all are aware of what the currency is all about at the moment. You know, going with the days when we used to, when the exchange rate was between 190, 150, 200 and all of that. But at the moment, it's over 500, going to 600. And there's been some talks to say, before Christmas, that dollar might increase to about 1,000 or 800, you know, depending. So it's been very, very sad. So Reno Omokri this time around has come again to lash the administration of Buhari to say, you know what, Naira to dollar. He actually stated that the Naira was stable at 150 to $1 for 4 years of Jonathan's government, and has alleged that only rose to 199 a month to 2015 election because of the money Tinubu and Amechi were allegedly spending to elect Buhari. So what he actually said was that it was 150 to $1, right, during the Jonathan administration, but rose from 150 to 190 only 1 month into Buhari's administration. So this is really critical. That was 190 by then, but now, do you know how much that is at the moment? It's quite sad. It went further to say that Vice President Osinbajo is scheming to take over from President Buhari. He added that Naira has less value than the Zimbabwean dollar. You can compare, now you can now say the Zimbabwean dollar is even higher than our Naira, which was never in the history of Nigeria. So he has a point. He didn't stop there. He went further to list the items that were actually very cheap when Jonathan was there, but now has double or triple the price at the moment as we speak. He mentioned 50 kg of bag of rice was 8,000 when Jonathan was in power. Bag of cement was 800 naira. Fuel was 87 naira. Electricity tariff was half the current rate. Employment rate was single digits, right? $1 was to 150. Lagos to Abuja fare was 10,000 naira. Brand new car, Tierra Kia Sorento was 3.6 million. A bottle of Coke was 60 naira. A tin of Peak Milk was 80 naira. Banditry was non-existent in the Northern West. Killer Ismail were being arrested and tried. And he went for that to say, wasn't Jonathan very bad? That was quote and unquote, he was just a little bit being sarcastic there. If you look critically into that, you see that it's actually true. Looking at the price of commodities in the market today, you will shed tears. You will shed tears. Things have risen beyond reasonable doubt. And the minimum wages paid to workers are nothing to write home about. Even the minimum wages is about 30,000 and are not even being paid. You can't even afford to buy a bag of rice, let alone buy other things. So things are so much expensive. The garri that nobody eats now is the talk of the town. People cannot even afford to eat it. So he has a point. Sometimes when people speak, don't just take away their talks and put them in the trash. Look critically into what they say and see if they are making sense. Of course they are making sense. We all go to the market, we see the prices of commodities today, cement, sand, gravels, water, everything. You see that they have actually doubled the price, and dollar itself has risen because we keep borrowing money on a regular basis, and the more we borrow money, the more we devalue our currency, Naira. It's quite unfortunate, guys. I don't know what your takes are on these particular news items of today, but whatever they are, please leave them in the comment section. Others can see it and learn from it. It's more or less like an interactive section where people can see your comment and say, okay, this is it, this is how they share their own opinion. And if this is what you are looking for, news headlines on a regular basis, if it's what you are looking for, because we will try as much as possible to make sure we come your way on a regular basis. If it is what you are looking for, why don't you go ahead now and click the subscribe button? It doesn't cost a thing. And open the notification bell icon on the side. The essence is that you'll be notified each time we drop a new clip. And until next time when I'll be coming your way, I'm your guy, Chris Ock. Take care and have a nice day. Bye.